What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have DevilDriver. Yes, indeed. How about that? DevilDriver making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to do all those clicks and those likes and the bibbity boobity bop, do me a favor. Before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Tombstone23. And Tombstone23 wanted to see me react to this song by DevilDriver called Hold Back the Day. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, hang on, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Roadrunner Records. Okay, so they're with Roadrunner, interesting. And the video has 138,978 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. DevilDriver, Hold Back the Day, official video. Wah, wah, wah.
Damn it.
Whenever we see that word official, it does not matter what comes after it. Official video, official audio, official live video, official lyric video, official music video, whatever. You see that word official and it comes off either the band's official page or the record label's official page, which in this case is Roadrunner Records, the chances, the odds of the video getting blocked are going to be slightly higher. Now, I'm not saying the video is going to get blocked for sure. I'm just saying that the chances and the odds of the video getting blocked are higher. So we're going to hope for the best. I'm going to do what I can, which means I'm going to have to pause a couple times. But we're going to hope for the best, and we're going to see what happens. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Okay. The instrumentation, guitars, bass, drums. I like everything they're doing. It's tight, it's clean, it's very well executed. I'm liking what I'm hearing from the instruments, in particular the drummer. The drumming is always kind of a thing that I enjoy, but I don't really fully understand because I'm not a drummer, I'm a bass player. But I've always appreciated good drumming, in particular good double kick, and his double kick it's tight. It's absolutely immaculate. I got no issue with anything that's happening in the instrumentation whatsoever. Vocals. They're strong. I mean, they are strong. It's all grit and growl. There is like no harmonic undertone in his voice whatsoever. I'm listening for it. I'm trying to find some sort of undertone, some underlying melodic line underneath the grit and growl, and I'm not finding any. His vocals is pure grit and growl. I'm not a big fan of it, if I'm being honest. Now listen, I love bands like Soilwork, Soilwork's one of my favorite bands, period. I mean, I love Soilwork, and one of the reasons I like Soilwork is they have the grit and growl. They do, but they balance it out with melodic singing. There's a balance, and there's no balance here. It's just pure grit and growl. And even when Soilwork, even when their vocalist does grit and growl, even within his grit and growl, there are melodic undertones. There are harmonic undertones. You can hear notation within his grit and growl. Here, there's none. It's just pure grit and growl. Not the biggest fan of that. But the instrumentation is tight. I'm digging the instrumentation. Let's keep going. Let's see where this goes. Oh boy. There is like no middle ground in this whatsoever. There were things I loved and there were things I hated. There was no like or dislike or neutrality. It was to the extremes. I loved certain things, I hated others. This is gonna be interesting. Let me get I'm at a loss for words. Let me get my thoughts together and I'll see you in the review and we're going to talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was DevilDriver with Hold Back the Day. This was a request from Tombstone 23. Okay, I thought about it. I've got a score, and we're going to talk about how I got to this score. I think this might be one of the first times where I was like, the divide was huge. You know, it wasn't a small divide. No. This was a Grand Canyon-sized divide. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.6. Yep, 7.6. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay. There was absolutely no middle ground with me on this. There was nothing I was neutral about. There was nothing I was indifferent to. There was nothing that I liked, and there was nothing that I disliked. I either loved it or I hated it. It was one of the two. So that's interesting. I think this is actually the first time on the channel where that's actually happened, where it was literally far left and far right. There was nothing in the middle. So let's get to it. Let's start with the things that I liked. Wrong word. Let's start with the stuff that I loved, okay? Songwriting. Loved the direction of the song. I loved how everything was laid out. I loved all the phrasing, how the song was broken up. It all made sense. There was never a time where I was sitting there questioning, going, why'd they go in that direction? No, everything made perfect sense, and everything lined up exactly, in my opinion, how it should. There was an intro, we had verse, we had pre-chorus, we had chorus, we had verse, we had pre-chorus, we had chorus, we had solo section. Well, breakdown section. You know, solo section, breakdown section, take your pick. But in this case, it was breakdown. And then we went back into chorus to end. And then we had that little outro thing, which I really could have lived without, but it wasn't very long. It was short. And something tells me that little outro thing that they had, the little sound that they had to go in there at the end, I have a feeling that was strictly for the music video. I don't think that was actually a part of the song. So I just kind of cut that out because, like I said, in the past, music videos make absolutely zero difference to me whatsoever. I don't care about music videos. If it's a live performance, yeah, obviously I'm going to take that into account. But music videos are nothing more than promotional tools, and I really don't care about them. So I'm just taking the song itself into account here. And the song structure on this, loved it. Loved everything about it. The instrumentation, loved the instrumentation. In particular, the drumming. The drumming was tight, super clean, super immaculate. Loved everything I heard from them on the drumming. The drumming was outstanding. Guitar playing, really well done. I absolutely enjoyed the guitar playing. Tight, precise, clean, great guitar tone, nice crunchy tone without sounding muddy. And when you're playing as fast as these guys were doing, 16th notes at that tempo, it's really easy if you have a little too much distortion in your tone to make it sound muddy. The faster you have to pick, the easier it is to sound muddy. And they made sure that did not happen. They were using a guitar distortion tone it was thick, it was crunchy, but it wasn't so thick and crunchy that when they did the fast playing, it sounded muddy. That never happened. It never sounded muddy once. You heard every single attack, you heard every single accent. It was clear as day, no questions asked. I enjoyed that. Believe it or not, I could hear the bass in this. Now, personally, I would have liked there to be a little more bass in the mix. I'm a bass player. Of course, I want to hear more bass. Sue me, okay? So I enjoyed what I heard from the instrumentation. The bass sounded tight. It sounded like it was locked in right with the drummer. No issues whatsoever with what I heard instrumentation. I loved the instrumentation. Now, let's talk about the stuff I hated. And I'm very clear on this. I'm not talking about dislike. I'm talking about I hated it, okay? Really? The only thing there is the vocals. I hated the vocals. I'm sorry. I know there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be like, well, he's sang really strong, he's sang really powerful, he's sang really, you know, with conviction and power. You're absolutely right. He did all those things. Still hated it. I don't like, and I am not a fan at all in any way, shape, or form of vocals that are just pure grit and growl. I've never been a fan of it. I never will be a fan of it. I like melodic vocalization, even if it's something as simple as putting melodic tones within the grit and growl, even if it's sub-melodic, but you can barely hear it, but it's there, and you can hear a melodic line. I'm all for it. I heard no melodic line whatsoever in these vocalizations. I heard nothing but pure grit and growl. Not a fan in any way, shape, or form. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. I will fully acknowledge that it was strong. It was powerful. It fit with the mood and tone of the song. It did work. I'm just not a fan. I didn't like it. I hated it, in fact. So I will fully give him all the credit. He does have great grit and growl. He really does. It's a great grit and growl voicing he has. And it fit the mood and tone of the song. Yeah, sure, it did. But it would have been nice if we had some melodic singing in there. Either split, where you have, you know, a balance between grit and growl and melodic singing, or put the melodics underneath. I don't care how you do it. Just please add some melodic singing in there somewhere so I can enjoy this. You know what I mean? I just did not enjoy the vocals at all. Plain and simple. You add those things together, you weigh the things against each other, and at the end of the day, you come up with a 7.6. Now, what is a 7.6? Is that a bad score? I know there's probably people who are big fans of DevilDriver who are here for the first time, and they have no clue. And they may look at that 7.6 and go, well, that's a bad score. Believe it or not, no, it's not, because I actually do all the way from, well, actually, I go past one. I have given scores of zeros. I have given 0.6. I have given 0.8. I have given 0.9. I go down into the zeros. I really do. And I go all the way up to 9.9. So I use the entire scale. I don't just go to 5.0 and that's the cutoff. No, I do everything. So a 7.6, by definition, is actually a really good score. Now, if you don't believe me, that's okay. I have a solution for you. Scroll down a little bit into the video description. Go ahead and scroll down. You're going to find my scoring system chart down there. And in that scoring system chart, take a look at where it says from 7.0 to 7.9. That's the grading scale for what? What does it say? It says really good. It doesn't say bad. It doesn't say horrible. It doesn't say terrible. It doesn't even say okay or pretty good. No, it says really good. Really good. It's a really good song. I did like the song as a whole. I did enjoy the song as a whole. I loved the instrumentation. I loved the songwriting. I hated the vocals. So you add those up together and you get a 7.6. It's a really good score for what I feel is a really good song. So, 7.6, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.